Imagine running a successful local operation, only to find yourself suddenly outmatched by a highly organized, rapidly multiplying competitor. That pressure to compete is often what pushes a small business to scale up. Why do founders want to become the big guy? It comes down to three main objectives: securing higher profits for the owners, increasing the status and salaries for the management team, and capturing a larger share of the market to gain leverage over suppliers. This chart shows how that market leverage translates to the bottom line through a concept called economies of scale. As the volume of a company's output increases on the x-axis, its ability to buy materials in bulk and streamline production causes the average cost to produce each unit to drop steeply. But getting bigger is not an automatic requirement for success. Sometimes the specific type of industry, like personalized services, or a naturally small niche market, means a massive, high-volume operation would actually damage the product. It also depends entirely on what the founders want. Many business owners consciously avoid expansion because they want to maintain absolute hands-on control over their daily operations, or because they prioritize a healthy work-life balance over maximizing revenue. Expanding a business is an active choice. It only works if the scale of the operation matches both the realities of the market and the personal objectives of the people running it. If an owner does decide to expand, they generally choose between two paths. The first is internal or organic growth. This involves expanding the existing operations by reinvesting the business's own retained profits. A business achieves organic growth primarily through two tactics: developing entirely new products to sell to their current customer base, or taking their existing, proven products and introducing them to brand new geographic markets. Taking this internal route is highly secure. It allows management to dictate a manageable pace, avoids heavy borrowing, and protects the existing company culture from outside interference. However, relying exclusively on your own profits means the expansion is usually quite slow. If rival businesses are scaling rapidly, taking the safe route might leave a firm entirely outmatched in a changing market. The alternative path is external growth, commonly known as integration. This is a rapid expansion achieved by merging with another company to form a single entity or acquiring them completely in a takeover. External growth happens in three directions. First is horizontal integration, joining a competitor in the same industry. Notice the labels. Both are tractor manufacturers. Operating at the same production stage lets the combined firm instantly capture a massive market share. The second direction is vertical integration across a standard supply chain. Backward vertical integration means taking direct control over the suppliers of your raw materials. Conversely, forward vertical integration means acquiring retail outlets, securing a guaranteed storefront closer to the consumer. The third type is conglomerate integration, also known as diversification. This is when a business merges with a company in a completely unrelated industry. It is a highly risky maneuver, usually done to spread financial exposure across multiple independent markets so that a collapse in one doesn't destroy the whole enterprise. External integration instantly buys market dominance and incredible speed. But jumping in size overnight forces a business to take on immense financial and operational risks that it might not be prepared to handle. If a company expands too fast, it hits a breaking point known as diseconomies of scale. This is the stage where a massive, sprawling business becomes actively harder to control, causing the average cost to produce each unit to rise rather than fall. The first symptoms usually appear in the corporate structure. Internal communication networks break down, messages get lost across too many departments, and senior management loses their grip on day-to-day operations. There is also a severe human cost. When a merger forces two companies together overnight, you often get intense culture clashes. Management styles and workforces with completely different ways of operating are suddenly forced to cooperate, leading to friction and high staff turnover. Then there's the immediate financial danger. Expanding quickly costs a tremendous amount of money up front. If a business spends too much available cash on the expansion before new revenues arrive, it creates a severe shortage of working capital. To survive these breaking points, large businesses have to implement structural solutions. The most effective method is decentralization, breaking the massive, tangled organization back down into smaller, semi-independent units that can be managed locally and efficiently. Once decentralized, the company has to aggressively upgrade its IT infrastructure and telecommunications to ensure these newly separated units can still coordinate effectively with the central headquarters. A successful enterprise does not simply chase size for the sake of being big. Enduring success requires carefully balancing the drive for market dominance with the internal structural capacity to actually manage the empire once it's built.